Okay, hi everyone, Dave Ellis here. Video 46 of 90. As you can see, I've moved back indoors. It's in the evening. I've had a day at the 9 to 5. It's not been very pleasant outside, so I've not had the opportunity to get out and do any recordings outside today. But I did have something interesting happen sort of during the day today. I went through my routine this morning, got up about 6:30, did my yoga for about 30 minutes, and then took little dog Lottie out in the park. Whilst we were walking around, she'd had a run after a ball and everything, I noticed something on the floor, a dark, I suppose like a burgundy colour, like a small book. And when I picked it up, it turned out to be someone's passport. So I suppose, what could we call this? We could call this little video digital passport success or something like that, because by the end of the day it was quite a success. So it was a little bit damp because it had been there all night, I believe. I took it home, sort of put it in a tissue while I was having breakfast, sort of ticked over in my mind what I would do with it. My first thought really was to take it to the police station. So I thought, well, I know, I'll take it to work with me, and then on the way back home I'll check it out, pop in the police station and give it to them, and then I will be sort of rid of it. So that was my plan. I went in this morning. We had some people from Ofsted coming to give us a talk about what makes a sort of perfect lesson and this kind of thing. So I had that this morning. I then had to give a presentation to 15 staff this afternoon about some how-tos we're using, which are sort of infographics. If you've sort of been on the web a bit recently, you'll see there's a lot more sort of infographics, basically images with information. So quite good for visual learners if you're a visual type learner. But anyway, we digress. Once I'd finished that, I came back to the office, started sort of looking around, and I thought, I'll just check something out first. Being a little bit of an entrepreneur, as Stuart and Joe have guided me so far, I thought I'll just check it out and see what the sort of latest advice and guidance is on Google to do when you find a passport. Because I had some sort of thoughts about my own passport. Obviously, passports now cost in the region of about £80 to buy, and it was an adult passport, or a young adult, so it would have cost them in the region of that amount of money to actually get the passport in the first place. So I thought I'll do a little bit of investigation before I sort of make any moves on it. So I had a little look, and the advice given by Mr. Google was to open the passport to the back page and find the contact details that are in there. So I thought, well, that sounds like a plan. So I had a look, and there were some local numbers and addresses, so it obviously belonged to a local person. So I phoned up those numbers and asked if her passport had been lost, and a lady did confirm to me that her passport had been lost, although the passport didn't belong to her, it belonged to her son. And I said, well, I was in possession of it, and if her son wanted to pop around to my house a little bit later on when I finished work, I would return the passport to him. So that was the end of the conversation. I finished off what I was doing, got myself out of the 9 to 5 and went home. And surely enough, at about 6 p.m, a knock at the door. Young man turned up, handed him the passport. He was very, very grateful and said to me he was sort of well pleased. He said, thanks for that. He said, it's cost me 80 quid. And he said if you'd given it to the police, he said it would have been sort of annulled straight away, and he would have had to have applied and bought another one. So I actually saved him £80 by Googling and taking the action that I took. Had I gone and handed it into the police station, it would have been cancelled straight away, and he would have had to reapply and get a new passport. So I suppose the message really from that is to check things out and have a look and find out what needs to be done. As an entrepreneur, you need to be, I suppose, inquisitive is the way, but try and solve problems. FIO is a little acronym that Jay uses, Jay Kubasek, who is certainly one of my mentors and one of our guys, and that is what he says: figure it out. And I think that's a sort of good way to look at things. Some things are more difficult to figure out than others, but yeah, figure it out, have a little go. And I think I figured it out today, and I saved that young man £80, so I'm well pleased with that. So again, that was my good deed for the day, and I'm quite happy with that. So that's good. For those of you that are coming in, moving on, looking at how to become an entrepreneur, perhaps you've come across this video on YouTube, you're looking at the channel, seeing some of the things on here. What I'd like to suggest to you is that you click the link below the video, and that'll take you through to some amazing video material that talks you through moving from the traditional economy, which is the sort of 9 to 5 shift working for bosses, that kind of thing, to the digital economy, which is the sort of entrepreneurial world where we're on sort of the crest of a wave. Everything is going digital, the internet's sort of continually building, and this is the place where business is going to be done in the future, much more so. And obviously you've got freedom then if you're in charge and you're the boss and you want to take some time off, for example like the Easter weekend. You could take that next week if you're the boss. Make sure you get your work organised, get it scheduled. You can crack on and do what you want to do instead of being beholden to others. So that's my message. Click the link below the video. If you'd like to contact me, you can get me via the contact page on my weblog. My weblog being www.davidellisonline.com. My authority site, you can make contact there, www.david-ellis.net. You can get to me on Facebook, David Ellis Online, put that in the search field, you'll find that. You can get me on Gmail, davidellisonline@gmail.com. You can also, well, you're already in the YouTube channel, I would say, by checking this out now, so you know there's a David Ellis Online YouTube channel. And you can also Skype me if you want to leave me a message on Skype. I check that on a regular basis. Leave me a message, let me know what it is you'd like to talk about, and I'll find you a slot in the schedule so that I can chat to you for 15 minutes. Obviously there'll be no charge, and you won't get any charges for your phone call or anything because Skype is free of charge, so that's good also. So thank you very much for coming through and checking this video out. I wish you well. It'd be great to talk to you, great to see you on the other side. It'd be great to have a beer or coffee with you at some time in the future, have you as a member of the team. But go through, check the videos out, see what you can see. You'll find some interesting stuff in there. This is where I started six months ago, and my life's turned around amazingly, and as you know, I'm just not looking back, so it's been fantastic. It's really looking good, really, future's looking great, and it'd be great to have you aboard and on the team. So go check those videos out. Have a good day. Speak soon. Dave Ellis over and out.